What's up, class? Welcome to Startup Funding 101 Sources of Capital series, and today we're going to talk about seller and purchase order financing. I'm your teacher, Don Kavi, a serial entrepreneur and host of this channel where we talk about all things entrepreneurship and making your passion your life. If you're interested in these topics, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell to know when the next video drops. Let's get into it. In this series, we're going to explore the several types of startup capital available for entrepreneurs and what situations they're best used for. Today, we're talking about seller and purchase order financing. The textbook definition of seller financing is a loan provided by the seller of a property or business to the purchaser. Now, why would a seller provide a loan to a buyer? Isn't that what banks are for? Well, yes, but there are several situations where seller financing makes sense. Sometimes a buyer cannot qualify for a loan from a bank. If a seller is motivated, it might make sense for them to directly finance the purchase to the buyer. In this scenario, the buyer would make the payments over time to the seller of the business or the property. In the case of purchasing a company, seller financing is often involved. It doesn't necessarily have to be 100% of the purchase. A buyer can buy a company with 20% down payment, 70% small business loan, and a 10% note from the seller. That means 10% of the purchase price is financed from buying the company from the seller to the buyer. Why might that be common? Well, when you buy a business, it's not always easy to take over. If you pay the seller 100% of the cash up front, what will happen when you hit a problem a few months down the road? Will the former owner pick up the phone and help you? Maybe or maybe not. But if you're making payments to them, they're much more likely to pick up the phone and help you. Another type of financing is called purchase order financing. The textbook definition of purchase order financing is a short-term financing method used to cover the cost of manufacturing or the purchasing of goods that have been pre-sold to customers through a purchase order. A good example of when you might use this is, let's say you have a cool brand of t-shirts and a big retailer like Target wants to put in an order of 10,000 shirts. What do you do if you don't have the money to make the shirts? You go to the bank with a signed order from Target saying they'll buy 10,000 shirts from you. That lender gives you the money to make the final product for the order. The interest they will charge on this type of loan is higher than normal, but it will allow you to not miss the sale. Seller financing and purchase order financing are some of the more creative tools in the entrepreneur's toolbox for funding. In the world of entrepreneurship, where there's a will, there's a way. Patching different methods together to fund your business is really the norm. If you want to learn more about startup funding, I've written a free PDF linked in the description below. In the document, you'll find case studies of startup companies and how they funded their launch. That's it for now. Let's keep cranking on your startup and making your passion your life. Ciao!